I'm pleased that I am able to meet President Trump so early in his administration. That is a sign of the strength of the special relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States of America, a special relationship on which he and I intend to build. But can I also say to the Leader of the Opposition, I am not afraid to speak frankly to a President of the United States. I am able to do that because we have that special relationship, a special relationship that he would never have with the United States.
Mr. Speaker, we would never allow Britain to be sold off on the cheap. How confident is she of getting a good deal for global Britain from a president who wants to put America first, buy American, and build a wall between his country and Mexico? Article 50 wasn't about a court judgment against this government. What it signified was the bad judgment of this government. The bad judgment of prioritising corporate tax cuts over investment in national health and social care. The bad judgment of threatening European partners whilst offering a blank cheque to President Trump. The bad judgment of wanting to turn Britain into a bargain basement tax haven. So will she offer some clarity and some certainty and withdraw the threats to destroy the social structure of this country by turning us into the bargain basement she clearly threatens?
Prime Minister!
We will be out around the world with the EU, America and other countries negotiating good free trade deals for this country that will bring prosperity to this country. But the right honourable gentleman wants to talk about Brexit. I have to say to him, he's a leader of the party. He can't even agree with his shadow chancellor about Brexit. The shadow chancellor can't agree with the shadow Brexit secretary. The shadow Brexit secretary disagrees with the shadow Home Secretary. And the shadow Home Secretary has to ring up the leader and tell him to change his mind. He talks about us standing up for Britain. They can't speak for themselves. They'll never speak for Britain.
Good morning from the office. Bear with me with my audio. We had to switch audio here in midstream. Okay. We got to find a clip to this other one, Big L. Good morning. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Hey, did you, Theresa and Donald? Well, you hear, we had to start out this morning. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We have Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, and we are getting ready to have the Theresa Donald. Theresa May, Prime Minister, the UK Prime Minister, is headed over this way to meet with Donald Trump, our President of the United States. So, that being said, That being said, Lonnie's looking for a clip around the floor, and it's kind of like distracting me. We'll have to do it during commercial break, friend, okay? That being said, did you enjoy that? I mean, Theresa May's coming over here. She's ready to meet with Donald Trump. I am looking forward to that. I want to make an announcement before we start, your host here, that a couple things. Number one, we have one of our streaming outlets. We stream through Facebook, we stream through YouTube, and we stream through fyntv.com. We have 3 streaming outlets coming to you this morning, every morning. We've been doing that for a couple months now, and it's worked for the most part, streaming 3 directions for all of our, to maximize all of our potential viewership, to get the word out to you. One of those seems to be having a little problem. We've had to reset 3 times this morning. We should be coming, all 3 of them are working now, currently. Currently all 3 are working this morning. But if something happens that one of them kicks out on us, just remember, reset, okay, we'll boot it back up. I just want to give that in front. I don't anticipate it, but we have had that problem. Okay, we have a lot going on this morning. You know what? Lonnie, I do not come here and claim to be like the smartest guy. I don't even claim to, be that smart at all. I really don't. I mean, I don't make no great claim to have such knowledge or intelligence. I mean, really, I'm just a guy that really never watched, Mary Tyler Moore. And I guess if I did, I would understand a little bit on why women wore vaginas around their neck last weekend in Washington, D.C. So I guess that's why I missed that, I think it's despicable to tie Mary Tyler Moore, which I did watch the Dick Van Dyke Show. And I don't know about you out there, but I've watched every episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show, and I did like Mary Tyler Moore, and I did watch enough or know enough about the Mary Tyler Moore show to understand it. But some outlets are trying to tie Mary Tyler Moore and her 30-year-old single fighting for women's rights in her show in the 70s, 1970, equal to last weekend's parade. I don't think Mary Tyler Moore would have been walking up and down the street with a vagina hanging around her neck. All right, anyhow, enough of that nasty talk. I do come here every day hoping to say something or discuss things only really to get you to start thinking out there. I'm only here 2 hours a day, and what we want to do is we want to bring information, but we want to create something that causes you to think throughout the day. And I will get emails later in the day where just out of the clear blue sky, somebody has went and looked something up and sent it to me and said, check this out. And that's great, and that's the whole intention. You can text me at 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com, 706-889-9700, or email me, chief@fetchernews.com. Now, I'm going to go over a couple things one-on-one. Let's start out with Theresa May is coming to meet Donald Trump. If Donald Trump, if President Donald Trump stays on the course that he has this week, he should be finished by next Wednesday. I'm serious, folks. I'm serious. If Donald Trump continues at this pace, he should be able to check everything off the list about next Wednesday. We will go over everything he has done in just a matter of couple of days, in the past couple of days. Trump greets UK May as world leaders look for cues. Okay. Theresa May will provide the first test. Now, listen to the way the media will spin this. This is a test, okay? You just heard Theresa May. I am going to be shocked. Now, I have not studied Theresa May as the Prime Minister of the UK, but you just seen her have the nerve in Parliament to stand up to the opposition party, okay, and say that there's such a relationship with the United States that she could speak frankly with Donald Trump just because of the relationship alone and the strength of that relationship. Thank God, maybe Donald can bring her into the White House and say, Miss Prime Minister, as you can see, there's Churchill. Just saying, Anyhow, Theresa May will provide the first test for how world leaders can deal with Donald Trump when she arrives in the U.S. to welcome the new president to the global stage and lay the groundwork for a US-UK trade deal. Get ready, okay? As we rediscover our confidence together, as you renew your nation just as we renew ours, we have the opportunity indeed the responsibility to renew the special relationship for this new age. The UK Prime Minister will tell Republican lawmakers in Philadelphia on Thursday, that's today, according to excerpts of her prepared remarks. We have the opportunity to lead together again. I am just telling you right now That is just, I've got it right here. Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher. Let's see. Now, I don't want to build something up too fast, but I've seen the nerve of this woman in Parliament. As we rediscover our confidence together, as both of these world leaders, the UK and the United States, rediscover our confidence together, you got to understand, it was just last week. It was just last Friday at 11:59 that people just didn't have confidence. I mean, yes, oh yeah, they had confidence. All right, let's go back 6 months ago. All right? On both sides of the pond. Before Brexit, before Hillary. As you renew your nation, and just as we renew ours, we have the opportunity, indeed the responsibility, to renew the special relationship for this new age. I cannot wait. They have the opportunity to lead again. Now, if the UK and the United States have an opportunity to lead again, what do they call it? Colonization, right? Obama hated that. All right. There was a time that the sun never set on the United Kingdom in the world. Somewhere in the world, the sun never set. The sun was always shining over the United Kingdom somewhere in the world. There was a time. Now, I'm not saying they're going back to that, but I'm just saying, when you hear a sentence, we have the opportunity to lead together again. There is a noticeable between UK, members of the UK Parliament, Theresa May's party, and Donald Trump and Republicans, that we took the back seat. UK and the United States used to lead in the world, but there's an opportunity to lead again. So we're going to see how that goes. She's coming over today to meet with meet with Congress today. She's going to tell Republican lawmakers that. All right, last night. Let me do this. Go ahead and put the picture of Theresa May up. I didn't do that. Can you put that picture up? This is the Prime Minister of the UK. Okay? There's Theresa May. She's coming today. All right? Now, show the picture that I put up of Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher, because what I'm waiting for is, after this weekend, the flood of pictures. Now, do you see that nice picture of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan? Okay. What will be the media spin on this? How will the pictures look after Theresa May leaves? Okay, go ahead, take that down. So that's what we're looking for. Let's go into the executive orders. If the media is telling you that trying to draw a comparison, the fake news trying to draw a comparison to Obama signing executive orders and President Donald Trump, there is the executive branch. There is a place for an executive order. Executive order is just that. It is something coming through the executive branch, okay? Now, to my understanding, the difference is, because you're going to hear the fake news saying, well, when Obama did this, you were crying foul. Obama signed executive orders, okay, that totally conflicted. They were unconstitutional, and they were legislative. An executive order cannot be unconstitutional, and it should not be unconstitutional, and it should not be legislative. Okay? Donald Trump's executive orders that he has signed thus far, my understanding, are within the Constitution, and they're not legislative. So there's a major difference when you hear out there, well, we didn't do this when you didn't cry, you cried foul when Obama. But let's get that clear, and let's get that on the table right up front. Trump's executive orders are not legislative. Remember that, very important. Okay, the size of the crowd. Let's leave this alone, but you can understand nobody picks this up. Well, I say nobody. I don't think anybody picks this up. On the size of the crowd, all right? This is very important. The entire day of the inauguration, the Thursday day before, when we were having the Freedom, the Freedom concert, Toby Keith singing, Three Doors Down is singing, and five guys are playing piano strings. I don't know what those guys were doing. Guys playing the drums. Anyhow, when the Freedom concert, okay, let me do my impression of Thursday, whether you're watching ABC. This is why Spicer, this is why Kellyanne Conway, this is what they tell you, that Donald Trump does not have thick skin and he can't take it and he doesn't like it when he's not the winner. Okay, well, actually, you know what? That's not half bad. But here is the reason, okay? And they want to delegitimize. You kept hearing delegitimize, but let me give you Thursday. This is my impression of Thursday. And it doesn't matter if you were on ABC, NBC, CBS. I'm not going to say Fox, but CBS, MSNBC, any of these talking heads. Well, next up is Toby Keith, and he is a country music legend, and he's had so many top hits, number one hits. And the fans are excited that Toby Keith is going to come up and sing. And by the way, have you thought about that Obama is leaving with the highest approval ratings and Donald Trump's coming into office with the lowest approval ratings of any president in modern times? By the way, there is Lee Greenwood singing Proud to be an American, and Donald Trump is up and he's actually singing along with them, and Melania is wiping back tears and the kids are smiling and everything. By the way, did you realize that Donald Trump will be entering the White House with the lowest approval ratings? Folks, listen, they ran. It didn't matter what you turned on. They ran how high President Obama's approval ratings were versus how low Donald Trump's approval ratings were. They set all that up. Crowd size, everything, approval. They set everything up for Saturday for the Vagina March. Okay? I'm telling you now. All right, you tell me I'm wrong that all day Thursday, all week leading up, that the lead stories, or there was not 5 minutes that went by as CNN and NBC, any of them, that eventually the approval rating. Where are your approval rating stories now? It's Thursday. Tomorrow at noon marks a full week, right? So today is Thursday. Where are your approval rating stories now? Because it's not out there. The American people are optimistic. They believe in the American dream. They're excited. They like what they hear. They like what they see, and that's what they voted for, and they want him to continue to do it. They don't live in San Francisco. They don't live in the murder capital of Chicago. They do not live in downtown Philadelphia. We like what we see. That's what we voted for, and that's what we want to continue to happen. Okay, where's your approval rating stories now? So that size crowd issue was something. It's the straw that broke the camel's back with the BS that took place the week before with the approval rating every third story. Okay, all right, I don't want to go on with that. All right, where's your approval rating now? I'm going to tell you, Trump is the first president, okay, to be able to look. We're going to get in all the executive orders. I want to tell you this. Trump is the first president that I know of in my lifetime that's able to look in both sides and figure it out. What I mean, he's able to look into a Democrat district and a Republican district and figure both of them out. I'm telling you now, he's the first one. I'm going to explain that. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Your immigration last night with David Murr, I think that's his name, ABC, some of you are concerned about the Dreamers, and I thought he was going to get them all out. Let me explain. Relax on the Dreamers, folks. Don't get all upset. Donald Trump's doing the appropriate things at the appropriate time. We'll go into the immigration and the Dreamers, and don't get upset. And you know what? If they're chopping our heads off, he said, we're going to fight fire with fire. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Here comes Theresa and Donald. I got Reagan and Thatcher. Interesting. History repeats itself. I'm your host. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
It's a new year. New you at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper. Ring in the new year with huge deals on a brand new Ford. Right now, get exceptional offers like 0% financing plus a $1,500 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford F-150 XLT. Or get 0% financing plus a $1,000 factory rebate on a new 2017 Ford Explorer. Make your resolution a reality during the New Year, New You sales event at Schottenkirk Ford Jasper, home of the Schottenkirk Customer Guarantee. Visit us online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Theresa May is coming over. We're going to go over everything out there. We're going to talk about, first of all, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, you're going to want to call your friends. FYNTV.com. I'm going to recap Fannin County Attorney DTS, Drain the Swamp, DTS Fannin County. I'm going to explain something different this morning that I haven't done. I've been doing every day. But remember the park and rec situation in Fannin County with Bernie Hoskins. I'm going to draw a comparable. If you were out there anywhere and you were interested in the park and rec Bernie Hoskins case, you're going to want to tune in at 9 and let me make some comparables. Okay, that's 9 o'clock. We're doing that. All right, I'm your host, BKP. Now let me get right to this. All right, first of all, Donald Trump goes out to Homeland Security and he gives General Kelly the green light. Okay, do not wait for the media to figure this out. I'm serious, folks. Don't wait. We've had a president that mailed it in for 8 years. Mailed it in. And then we had a guy go out in the press secretary room, okay, press secretary room, and lie to the American people for 8 years. Tell them this, I'm going to play golf. All right. In all reality, let's stay serious here. Donald Trump is a manager that picks good people. Now, the media keeps saying that, well, if Trump keeps doing this and doing that, these generals will just get up and leave. They will quit. They won't put up with this. Folks, don't listen to fake news. Do the math on how many top military brass retired under Obama because they could not take him or the direction he was going in, or the lack of direction he had and the loathe he had for the military. So don't fall for any of that. Well, if Trump just keeps talking about, voter fraud, these generals will just get up. No, it won't happen. These generals knew Donald Trump well in advance. Michael Flynn, NSA, Kelly, Homeland Security, Mathis, Department of Defense. These generals knew Donald Trump in advance. Mike Pompeo, CIA, he knew Donald Trump in advance. Okay? And Donald Trump in those meetings, I'm telling you now, said, look, we're going to set the groundwork of what we want to do, and then you're going to get the green light. Yesterday, Donald Trump gave General Kelly the green light. Make it happen. Okay? Immigration's on the forefront. Now, a lot of you, I want to caution two things today. Every time you see Donald Trump with a Democrat, every time you see Donald Trump say something nice about a Democrat, every time you think, well, the dreamers, I know people, they all must go. They all must go. They broke the law. They need to leave now. Okay, Obama made every situation worse. Okay? Donald Trump is dealing with the reality in our country. Obama made every situation worse. The dreamers, okay? The dreamers. That's what he called them, the Dream Act. They're dreamers. Okay, now wait a minute. I'm not going to get in the weeds. But if you are, and I have personally seen this, so if you haven't seen it, I don't want to hear it, okay? But it's like Donald Trump said last night. He's got a heart. I mean, everybody thinks he doesn't have a heart. If you have seen someone come into this country and they're dragging a little 4-year-old kid or a 3-year-old with them, yes. I just don't think the 3-year-old was in the master plan to break over the border, climb the wall, swim the Rio Grande, hide in a boxcar, get in the back of the van, and get all the way to New York City. I just don't think the 3-year-old was in on the scam, okay? Just don't think so. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take the heat on this. We have different legal requirements for U.S. citizens. I understand. Stay with me. Hey, look, I'm America First guy, okay? Red, white, and blue, all the way. You and me, baby. But we have different ways that we approach the legal system with minors and adults. We cannot print, we cannot know the cases of minor juveniles in this country, then you have to be tried as an adult. There's all these different rules, okay? So these 3-year-olds that came over and and you have a law. Donald Trump didn't do this. Leave Trump alone. In a week, he has done more. I'm not going to take my dear hero, Ronald Reagan, to task, but I don't ever remember a president coming to the ground and hitting the ground running and doing what he's done in a week. Don't remember it. Now, let me tell you something. Donald Trump didn't do any of this. You do know the law says, way before, this is pre-Donald Trump, the law says if you take a kid down to a school and you put the federal government's funds, money comes to your school, if you get Gilmer County, I talked to a lady yesterday that said she just got another student in Gilmer County that could speak no English at all. None. No English. Talked to a lady. I just got a student today, can speak no English whatsoever. If you walk in to a school in the United States of America and you put a child in that school, the law says you have to put them in there. And they cannot turn them down. You better get that straight. So this kid goes to school. And then we give them a grade for it. And then we promote them to another grade. And then we give them a diploma. And then we enter them into a college. We do a hell of a lot of things wrong, but now you have those badasses with pitchforks screaming, "Oh, they all must go. They must go tomorrow." I know I just got in trouble for that. I know I did. Well, we did a hell of a lot of things wrong before 11:59 last Friday for 8 years. Give Trump a chance. Do not get on his back about immigration. Do not say, well, he didn't go far enough. I don't want to hear he didn't go far enough. Look at what the other one's ass did in 8 years. Far enough. We went so far that the task in front of this president of the United States is monumental. I got sidetracked. Now, on the immigration, let me get straight here. I'm going to use Congressman Doug Collins for an example, okay? With the Dreamers. And I don't want to quote, but I'm going to use, I'm in the district, and I'm in Congressman Doug Collins' district. So when the congressman is at home and they're on recess, and he makes the rounds and visits tea parties and Republican parties, or has breakfast meetings with his constituents, I go to several of them. And he gets the question. Let's go back. I'm just going to throw 6 months ago. Donald Trump's running for office. He is not the nominee yet or whatever. And he gets the question, Doug Collins gets the question that Congressman Collins gets the question of immigration. And does he think they all should go? Because that's the first thing the congressmen all get is that first question. Don't you think they all must go? They got to go home today, okay? Now, Congressman Collins is not trying to quote his answer because I'm doing this by memory. He doesn't say they shouldn't go home. But if you don't know the congressman very well, when you ask him a question like that, he can go Baptist preacher on you real quick. Okay, trust me, he can get Baptist preacher real quick on you. Okay, so anyhow, Congressman Collins says, and I always like this, and because I guess it was just so simple of an explanation, he says, the pipe is busted in the wall. It's busted. And we're running around with a mop. And we're running around with a mop, and we never get anywhere because the pipe's busted in the wall. Let's open up the wall, fix the pipe, stop the leak, clean, then we can get mops and start cleaning everything up. Well, that was a very simplistic answer, but I'm with it 100% because I'm not going to get down in the weeds on who should go and who shouldn't. But folks, when it comes to immigration, illegal, I know I'm getting in trouble with some people, but when it comes to illegal immigration, there are some people in this country that would abide by the rules, would pay a fine, and would pay their back tax. I don't know, maybe. And I'm not taking a side with illegal immigration. I know how much trouble I'm getting in. But Donald Trump is fixing the pipe. He's fixing the pipe. We're going to build the wall. We're going to fix the pipe. He's going to put prisons, border prisons. You come across, there's no catch and release. You come across, you're going into prison. You're not going any further. See, you're not going to come across and make your way through Georgia, make your way through Alabama, make your way through Illinois, make your way up to these other states. You're not going to do that because you're going to get stopped right here. You're going in that prison and we're going to get you back out. But I used the congressman because that's the one I've listened to the most. And I have to agree, that's what I think Donald Trump is doing, and I'm on board with it 100%. He is fixing the pipe. Don't forget, the immigration policy in the 80s, the amnesty, which sad to say Ronald Reagan went with, the amnesty of the 80s, okay, was it 86? Ronald Reagan was promised that border security would go with amnesty. So here, one time, we're going to do amnesty, but I want border security. And they lied. That's why Republicans, they keep saying they don't want a comprehensive immigration plan. Bull. They do want a comprehensive. But that's why, like Congressman Collins and many of them said, the pipe gets fixed first. Now, we get the things that Donald Trump did everything correct there. Everything. Because we get that wall, we get the stop of the flood of people coming in here, we figure out who in the hell's coming in, like Donald Trump, we close off the liberal media. Don't listen to them, folks, that we're going to cut off these refugees, we're going to cut off these countries these people are coming in, and we're going to see who the hell's coming in this country. And let me tell you something, there's a poll you want to take, because the American people on a whole, the majority of the American people would like to know who's coming in this country. And I guarantee you if you ask the question correctly. So everything Donald Trump he went down there, he said today we are taking back our border. So let me tell you something, just like I said I heard from Congressman Collins, today we are taking back our border. Today we are fixing the pipe. Then we're going to grab mops. We promise we're grabbing mops and we're going to clean this whole thing up. There will be an immigration plan, but we're going to fix the wall. I'm telling you right now, he's going to get rid of the bad guys. Look, if you're waiting for him to come grab some kid out of chemistry class at one of the colleges, it's not going to happen. If you're waiting for him to grab some kid out of the 11th grade over here at Gilmer County High School, Fannin County High School, or wherever it's not going to happen. So don't sit around waiting for that, okay? If you think he's going to go to every construction site and start grabbing a guy that's carrying 2x4s, or a woman, all right, sorry, it's Mary Tyler Moore Day, God knows, Vagina Week here. If you think he's going to start going to see if he can find every Hispanic with a hard hat that's pushing a wheelbarrow full of cement this morning, you're wrong, okay? You're wrong. But he's going to get rid of the gangs. It's going to happen. You better take this guy at his word. He's going to get rid of the gangs, okay? He's going to get rid of the bad guys. He's going to clean house. And I'm going to tell you the people that are making the biggest mistake. Because I think right now, I will make a statement that from here on out, Lonnie, this is a sanctuary office. We're a sanctuary office, and I have a sanctuary home. You cannot come, I have a sanctuary home. And I do not have an extradition treaty with your country. So if I have somebody, Julian Assange is staying at the house, don't come. It's a sanctuary home. Really, really, folks, They are making a major mistake because Donald Trump will cut off the federal funding to sanctuary cities. It will happen, okay? You will not. Donald Trump is a sincere person. And when he brought people on when he brought people yesterday down there at Homeland Security, and he talked about, you know what, everybody talks about ripping the other families apart, ripping them apart. Nobody talks about these families that were ripped apart by illegals in killing, DUIs, murders, rapes. Exactly. The same thing of the escalator. Remember that? It has not changed. This guy has not changed. He came down the escalator. He said there, and oh my God, he called every Mexican a rapist, a murderer, a gang thug. Oh, he'll never make it. Yesterday, he did not call every Mexican this or every Hispanic or whatever you want to say. But he stood down there at Homeland Security and he said, you know what? They talk about ripping families apart on a daily basis, ripping them apart. Oh my God, how bad it would be. Nobody talks about these families that were ripped apart by rape, murder, you name it. The gangs, the bad guys are going. Let me tell you where the bad guys are. The bad guys are in the inner city. Let me tell you something. You have made one hell of a mistake. If you think Donald John Trump is not coming in Chicago, let me tell you something. Chicago's off to a really big start here. We're down to, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we got what, 6, 7 days left in a month, and Chicago has already got 45 murders. 45 murders, okay? Really? And you have the nerve to tell the mayor of Boston, oh, you are safe here? You remember the Boston bombers? You are safe here. No, you're not. You remember that? The Boston mayor, I forget his name. Oh, you are safe here, no matter your document status. It's not illegal. It's your document status. As though you left the documents on your dresser bureau when oh, where's your documents? Oh, they're at home on the dresser. Oh, okay. So your status, we're not interested. No matter, don't let them change the way they present it to you. It's not your document status. You're an illegal alien. You have no business in this country. You're illegal. You are a criminal because you crossed our border illegally. Now, the mayor of Boston, remember the Boston Marathon bombers? Regardless of your documents, you're safe here. Kate Steinle in Chicago, oh, we will stand up to you. We will stand up to you. Oh, 45 dead in Chicago, and Mayor Rombo says, oh, you are safe here. Folks, you've made a mistake. Donald John Trump will correct that. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back before my 9 o'clock hour because I want to explain the relationship of Donald Trump and Democrats, and I don't want you to get all upset over this. And yes, we have a Supreme Court, not a nominee yet. I'm your host, 706-889-9700. Text me or call me, 706-889-9700. Send me an email, chief@fetchernews.com. And don't forget our 9 o'clock hour. I'm going to give you a comparable, okay? I'm going to give you a comparable of why I think it's important in Fannin County to look at the Barney Hoskins Park and Rec situation, the comparable with the county attorney situation. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office.